Hi, my name is Jenny. I'm a sophomore, and this is for all three of you. Can you say why America is the greatest country in the world?
Diversity and opportunity.
Lewis?
Freedom and freedom. So let's keep it that way.
Will?
The New York Jets.
No, I'm going to hold you to an answer on that. What makes America the greatest country in the world? Why is America
Not the greatest country in the world, Professor. That's my answer.
You're saying...
Yes.
Let's talk about...
Fine. Sharon, the NEA is a loser. Yeah, it accounts for a penny out of our paycheck, but he gets to hit you with it anytime he wants. It doesn't cost money. It costs votes. It costs airtime and column inches. You know why people don't like liberals? Because they lose. If liberals are so fucking smart, how come they lose so goddamn always?
Hey.
And with a straight face, you're going to tell students that America is so star-spangled awesome that we're the only ones in the world who have freedom? Canada has freedom. Japan has freedom. The UK, France, Italy, Germany, Spain, Australia, Belgium has freedom. So 207 sovereign states in the world, like 180 of them have freedom.
All right.
And yeah, you, sorority girl, just in case you accidentally wander into a voting booth one day, there's some things you should know. And one of them is, there is absolutely no evidence to support the statement that we're the greatest country in the world. We're 7th in literacy, 27th in math, 22nd in science, 49th in life expectancy, 178th in infant mortality, 3rd in median household income, number 4 in labor force, and number 4 in exports. We lead the world in only 3 categories: number of incarcerated citizens per capita, number of adults who believe angels are real, and defense spending, where we spend more than the next 26 countries combined, 25 of whom are allies. Now, none of this is the fault of a 20-year-old college student, but you nonetheless are, without a doubt, a member of the worst generation ever. So when you ask what makes us the greatest country in the world, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Sure used to be. We stood up for what was right. We fought for moral reasons. We passed laws, struck down laws for moral reasons. We waged wars on poverty, not poor people. We sacrificed. We cared about our neighbors. We put our money where our mouths were, and we never beat our chest. We built great big things, made ungodly technological advances, explored the universe, cured diseases, and we cultivated the world's greatest artists and the world's greatest economy. We reached for the stars, acted like men. We aspired to intelligence. We didn't belittle it. It didn't make us feel inferior. We didn't identify ourselves by who we voted for in the last election, and we didn't scare so easy. We were able to be all these things and do all these things because we were informed by great men who were revered. First step in solving any problem is recognizing there is one. America is not the greatest country in the world anymore. Enough?
Happy Monday. Welcome to the Life Liberty Show. Today, I'm kind of going off the cuff. I'm going to talk about how the Constitution actually makes up our country and how we should be following the Constitution to a T. Article 5 of the Constitution says that we can amend the Constitution through a process, but gaining that process or going through that process is really long and strenuous and tough. Hey, good morning, Kevin. Thanks for being here. I know you're in the UK and you don't quite understand this, so hopefully it's a bit informative for you. So if if we think about it, our Constitution was written the way it was written because our founding fathers lived in a tyrannical country that controlled everything they can say, what religion they can practice. We now have the freedom to do almost whatever we want. And when they left the country, they found a new land and they conquered that land. When they conquered that land, they said, we are going to be different. When they left, they could not practice the religion they wanted. Just as it is in the UK now, there are certain things they can't say. It is against the law to be offensive. It is not here. So when they came over and they started writing the Constitution, of course, it was just after the Revolution. England came over and said, you are still under my rule. And they said, fuck off. And the way that they did that was by battling back. They said, you are not going to tell me what I can and can't say, what I can and can't do, and what religion I can and can't practice. So they fought them with force. And they were financed by a tyrannical man that lived in England, and he was a billionaire of the times. And then France gave them arms, gave them guns, and then they fought, and they won. Our founding fathers were tyrants. They were treasonous motherfuckers that said, you are not going to tell me what I can and can't say. And then, as they were writing our Constitution, they said, well, we didn't have the freedom of speech, but now we do. So we are going to say that the government cannot tell the people what they can and can't say. We can't practice a religion that we choose is fit for us. So here, we are going to write in the Constitution, or let me correct myself, in the Bill of Rights. In the Bill of Rights, they said, the government cannot tell us what religion we can and can't practice. They couldn't write and print what they wanted. The government controlled what was being told to the people. And they said, nope. In our new country, we are going to be able to write anything we want. And the government is not going to be able to tell us what we can and can't write. First Amendment, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom of press. What it says is the government cannot impede on what we say. They cannot control what we say. They cannot control what religion we practice, and they cannot control what we print and what we tell people, the media, right? Not necessarily print, but also media. They cannot tell us what we can and can't say. Look at that, right there. That is a freedom fighter. That is somebody that is being oppressed and is ready to be free. And then they said, holy shit, how are we going to control that? I have not seen Fahrenheit 411 yet. I could have swore that was 9/11, but I've seen Fahrenheit 9/11. And they said, how are we going to ensure that we will be able to say whatever we want whenever we want? They said, well, motherfucker, how did we just fight them? How did we push them off? Well, that was with guns. All right, Second Amendment. The right of the people to bear arms shall not be infringed. Right? Because they knew that guns were important. They are the only way to fight a tyrannical government. And it holds them off in the same way that Russia having nukes, America having nukes, China having nukes, everybody having nukes is saying, I'm not going to fucking do it because then I have the chance of dying. And that's the same thing with us. And I personally believe that my Second Amendment says that I can own full auto. I can own everything that the government has. Yes, I can have an F-16. If I have the money to have an F-16 plus all of the armament, then I should legally be able to do that. Let's see what they rewrite the rules and convince everyone they were the rules all along. That's exactly what they are doing to us right now. Government approved free speech. Well, that's exactly what we fought against, right? Or our founding fathers fought against. They said that they had government approved free speech. And correct me if I'm wrong, Kevin, but I believe it's that way now. They can over there, they can go to jail for a picture that they draw that is saying something negative about one of their government officials. There you go, Alvin. I believe that transsexual midget strippers should be allowed to protect their pot plants with automatic machine guns. Yes! We have slowly allowed security to take away our freedom. If you are willing to give up freedom for security, then you deserve neither. Yes, Alvin, freedom is chaos and anarchy. The strong will survive. We have got to a point to where everybody's feelings and that every human life is important. I'm sorry, every human life is not important. They aren't. There are lives that are a hindrance on our freedom and our pursuit of happiness. It's just the way it is. Here you go. Correct. We don't have freedom of speech in the UK. And Kevin is a really good friend of ours. We've met people around the world, and we have friends all over the globe. We have found that we are slowly moving to the same thing, even though our Constitution says that we have the right to say what we want. Look at Facebook. They just came out saying that the government told them to censor speech and to censor doctors because it wasn't fitting the narrative of COVID. Right? All of the information should be out there so that we can find. What do we got there? The Vikings used to throw their crippled babies off a cliff. Yes, because they were a hindrance to their mission, to their freedom. It is what it is, guys. And we have been, I don't want to say indoctrinated, but we have been confused and trained to think that everybody is important. They're just not. At the end of the day, yes, conditioned. That's the one. We have been conditioned, Alvin. At the end of the day, I said it twice. If there was a shit hit the fan scenario, then and you were to have people that had a condition that required medication that isn't made anymore. So now you're going to spend all of your time searching for that medication so that you can take care of that person. Now the security of everybody else that is around you is put in place. Or the security of everybody else is put in danger because you are caring about one individual. That right there is the few governing the masses. Let's see, we got Alvin over here says, realistically, 97% of people don't do fuck all for society. They just take up space and use resources. That is 100% true. Basic survival. Basic survival. Water, fire, shelter. Anything else is an amenity, a commodity. And we have been conditioned to think that electricity is a basic human right, that healthcare is a basic human right. They're not basic human rights. They're just not. The human right that we have is to be able to pursue our pursuit of happiness, not somebody else's. All right, what's Kevin say here? I got a 30-day ban on Facebook last week for saying fuck the government. Hey, buddy, over here you can always say fuck the government. Always. You will never be removed from our stream. The conditioning that society has brought upon us is that we have to do for others. No, we don't. The only people that matter is yourself and your family. That's it. And by the way, Dr. Pepper, I want a fucking deal. And I believe the only rights you have are the ones that you're willing to fight for and potentially die for. Bam! I couldn't have said it better myself. Now, please forgive me. I don't know what's going on with my voice today. I also believe in the free market. It's not my fault that people are stupid. You should be able to sell anything you want, unless what you're doing to get it is impeding on somebody else's pursuit of happiness. Right? It's not my fault if you're not willing to do the work to find out what what the company that you're purchasing from, what their morals are, what their product is made of. If you're willing to go blind into buying something and you don't know what the fuck you're buying, that's not the person that's selling its problem. It's not. You are the only one in control of your destiny. I'm not in control of your destiny. Stop fucking asking me to be. And speaking of a product that you can buy that I have personally done research daily, speaking to the owner of this company, that would be warhorseordnance.com. If you go to warhorseordnance.com, link in my bio, you will find the best American-made tactical gear on the market. None of that Chinese 511 bullshit. This company is so American. American-owned. Veteran-owned. Their products or their materials are American-sourced. Their thread, American-sourced. He was so determined to be an American company that whenever he purchased his sewing machines, he made sure that they were made in America. Even the needles he sources in America. They now have tactical gear, medical gear, IFAKs. You can buy a whole bag, a go bag, medical bag. Their merch is just as comfortable as ours. They have hats, hoodies. That's warhorseordnance.com. Now, when it comes to freedom, most people don't know what real freedom is, because there's always somebody telling them what to do. You have to be at work at 6 o'clock in the morning. You can take lunch at 12:30, and you don't get off till 4. And if you don't do that, then you're not going to make any money. Somebody is telling you what you can and can't do. I tell you what, Kevin, I would absolutely send you one. But I don't want to lose my FFL. We are controlled from the time we wake up in the morning to the time we go to sleep. Just like that, right? I would love to send that man a Beretta M9. But I would lose my license. I am under control. And when we finally figure out that the control that we are under is easily mitigated, and the way that we mitigate that is buying a piece of property in an area in a state where they aren't controlling farming. And you have to do the work to find that. Because what happened in the late 1800s? People were sick of the city. They were sick of being told what they can and can't do. And they moved west, to the wild, wild west. Because freedom is chaos. And they went out and they said, this land is mine. I'm going to grow my food. I'm going to build my house. And I'm going to have my cows. And they did everything for themselves. They educated their kids. Their kids worked the farm. Because guess what? Even my kids have to eat, so they're going to work for what the fuck they have. Because I'm going to teach my kids at a young age that they do for themselves. And hopefully that on my property, they want to continue to live there and they teach their kids. And they embed and condition their kids to teach my great-grandkids to do the exact same thing. Because freedom is the most precious resource that we have on this globe. Gold isn't precious. Freedom. It's just about gone, guys. And we have to fight for that freedom. And I don't mean take up arms because we can't find a land that we need to move to, right? Because our treasonous founding fathers moved to a land that they knew nothing about. So we don't have land to go to. But what we can do is we can find our own land, little pieces in counties and states that allow homesteading, self-sustainability, catching your own water. There are many states that say that you can't catch rainwater. Don't go to those states. Here we go, guys. I appreciate everybody coming in. If you're liking what you're hearing, go ahead and like, subscribe, go to our locals. Give me some money. I want to continue doing this. Another way that you can help is you can go to my merch link in my bio, buy some shirts. Dead pedophiles don't reoffend. Make America great again. Get out there and get some. Thank you. Now, the only way for us to be truly free is to fight. And I don't necessarily mean take up arms. I mean fight for your own freedom. Do what is necessary for you so that you can be free. Work hard. Grow your crops. Do for you. Don't have somebody else do for you. I know it's a hard concept. A lot of people don't quite understand it. And it goes back to what Alvin said. The only rights you have are the ones you're willing to fight for and potentially die for. So you have to have your own property and you have to be willing to defend that property and everything on it because it is yours. And that is the only way that you're going to be truly free. What did Miss LifeLiberty say there? She says, call your governors and demand they stop selling our farmland to China. 100%. Let's see, what do we got here, Kevin? If I got caught with any handgun in the UK, the minimum prison sentence is 5 years. They are banned. See here, guys, this is what I mean. The tyranny in other countries. This right here is the very reason that our founding fathers were treasonous motherfuckers and they left. They left and said, we are going to start our own free land. And the United States was founded. And people are leaving their countries. People are leaving their countries, trying to come to America where it's free. But here's the thing. Oh, I'm going on a good rant now, guys. Here's the thing. They are being told by our president and our vice president that we are going to feed them and that we are going to give them money. And guess what? They have been. People aren't coming over for the freedoms that our founding fathers fought for, that a lot of them died for. Now they're coming over for handouts. We are slowly losing all of our freedom. Our founding fathers were not revolutionaries. They were pot-slinging drunks that wanted to evade taxes and run guns. 100%. Listen, United States Marine Corps, United States Marine, founded in a bar because everybody was a bunch of drunks. And right after the Boston Tea Party, if I'm correct, we kicked barrels and barrels or crates and crates of tea into the Boston Harbor over 0.5% tax. Why the fuck are we paying almost 47% tax now? Because nobody wants to do for their fucking self. They want to pay somebody else to take care of something, and they want to strip the tax dollars out of my pocket so that they can do it. So guess what? I'm going to stop making a fucking income. Right? Everybody here, you can stop making an income and stop paying income tax. You can't do it tomorrow, but you can move towards that. And the best way to do that is to buy a piece of land, completely pay off that land, 4 to 5 acres. Search for it. Don't be scared to leave your family behind that doesn't want to go with you. Take you, your wife, and your fucking kids and move to a better life for yourself. I'm just going to sell my illegal pot and moonshine. The government can suck my balls. Woo! Listen, at the end of the day, nobody's special. Buy American. Be self-sustainable. Fuck the government. And most of all, fuck the ATF.
Drag them in, and they'll follow you until the day you die. I tell myself I've dealt this before. It's hard to get a handle on you walking out the door. So just take another message to the people who know more. The talk is growing on, and so am I. And so